My favorite speech and speaker, I would have to go with Nicole Lefevre and her TED Talk, Losing in Power. Nicole Lefevre was the first openly gay member of Congress in the state of Idaho. She began on the House of Representatives from 2004 to 2008, and later the Senate from 2008 to 2012, where she ended her formal political career. Her most notable work is under the Add the Words movement, which is a movement in Idaho that pushes to add the LGBTQ community under the anti-discrimination laws. In doing so, Nicole has faced several adversity, such as verbal assault and being arrested, and so on. Regardless, she still spreads the message that no matter the sacrifice, we must push to fight for the greater good. The first reason that I am drawn to this speech is the sense of tenacity and passion that Nicole consistently demonstrates. Throughout her speech, she mentions how difficult it can get to keep fighting and using different approaches only to be met with failure. Add the Words, it's on his 14th legislative session and has yet to be passed. The second reason that I am drawn to this speech is for her quote, "Someone has to be the voice for the losing team." Nicole did this by joining Congress and being a positive representation as well as advocate for the LGBTQ community. I find this especially endearing as I'm an aspiring social worker and my career will be advocating for those while they are able to learn to advocate for themselves. The third and final reason that I am drawn to this speech is the great sense of understanding of how difficult sacrifice can be in order to push for a greater cause. Towards the end, Nicole mentions how difficult getting arrested and making several sacrifices, such as losing your job, or even in severe cases, facing water cannons and tear gas in previous protests throughout history. I find this especially endearing as being a woman in Idaho advocating for rights. We have very lax gun laws, so there were counter-protesters carrying arms. However, she mentions that no matter the sacrifice, we must find the means to band together and keep fighting for the greater good. In conclusion, Nicole Lefevre has fought tirelessly and strategically to represent and advocate for the rights of the LGBTQ community. And she discusses how difficult and damning it can be to keep losing against formal power, but also reminds us how important we are to each other and how we must keep fighting for the greater good. And that is what makes this my favorite speech.